Okay, so before I start with all the good informational stuff, I'm just gonna show my progress basically. So on the left is me, either before starting the gym or as a beginner, and then on the right is me basically around 1 year of lifting. So there's just my progress. You know, I went from 135 pounds to 175. I really did want to hit 180 before I hit a year, but that did not happen. I hit it like 1 month after a year, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, there's my progress. And now we go on to the juicy information. Okay, now for the informational bit of the video, because the last video I did, which was like informational, I guess, which was the 1 year transformation, it did really good. It got like 600 views, so I'm like, might as well do that again. But yeah, I went from 135 to 175, and I'm gonna go over like four main points basically. Now, the first point is that very early on in my, you know, lifting experience, I intook a lot of information. So I didn't do like research per se, but at my TikTok for you page, I strategically built it so it's all fitness stuff. So I would be learning something new every single day. You know, every single time I open TikTok, boom, something new, boom, something new. Especially if you're a beginner and you know like little to nothing, super, super informative. And YouTube videos now, like workout videos, are super informational, like really, really informational. Like if I were a beginner lifter, all I would do was watch videos of people working out all day. Like you'll know almost everything you need to know just based off of that. But you have to know like who to watch though. But on YouTube, there's so much information. You know, I literally just watch YouTube videos day in and day out, acquire new information every single day. Every single time I watched a video, everything I took in, I wasn't watching movies. I wasn't wasting my time watching nonsense on TikTok. Like, I was all fitness in the beginning. It was all fitness, and so I acquired just a ton and a ton of new information, and that really helped me. Like in the beginning, to know exactly what to do. Like I wasn't lost for much time. Like I was lost for maybe like the first month or so, but after that, I was like ready to go. Now, the second point is consistency. As a person who just started lifting, your body is very sensitive to muscle growth, which means you're gonna grow pretty fast, pretty quick. You know, you're gonna grow quite a bit in a short amount of time. So, my next point is just consistency. You could be doing as a beginner lifter. I'm not talking about like 2 or 3 years of lifting, but as in your first year of lifting, you could be doing everything wrong and still make like a ton of gains, like a ton of gains just from being consistent. And nutrition does play some part into it. Like you can't just do what I mean by everything wrong is like exercises. Like you could be doing exercise completely wrong and you'll still manage to grow if you're consistent in the gym as a beginner. Obviously, it's not going to be the maximum growth you can achieve, but it just goes to show how big of a factor consistency is. You really just got to show up every day, do the same thing over and over. I don't care if it seems robotic. I really enjoyed it in the beginning. I still enjoy it now, which is why I still do it. But you just have to be really consistent. And that point goes for me too right now, because right now I'm being very inconsistent with myself. So yeah, dude, consistency, it'll just blow you up. If you so imagine if you put point one and point two together already, that is just massive gains right there. Because you're taking all this new information, so now you know how to do stuff right. And then boom, consistency jumps in. Perfect. That's just a recipe for a masterpiece, you know? Okay, so now on to point three. Now, I did just say that if you did everything wrong and you were consistent, you would still grow. That doesn't mean you should do everything wrong. So my third thing is like the execution of exercises. Like you have to control it. You just have to. You can't just like in the beginning I used to just throw it around. I just cared about the reps and this and that. But you have to control it to some degree. You don't have to do like go like super duper slow, but you do have to control it. Usually a 3 second eccentric is fine, or a four. Uh, And what I mean by eccentric is like on the way down of an exercise. So let's say I'm doing a bench press. So this is the eccentric portion of the movement, the part where you go down. And let's say I'm doing like something like lat pull downs, basically the resistance portion of the movement, if that makes sense. So like boom, I go like down the lat pull down, and then as I come up, that would be the eccentric. So yeah, the resistance portion. Um, so yeah, just controlling that eccentric really gave it to me. Doing some lengthened partials, when you can't do any more full reps, that's really good. So really, just the execution of exercises um, will really help you in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I don't know how there are people who have been lifting for 2 to 3 years and stuff like that, who've been lifting for so much time, yet don't know about training the muscle in like lengthened portions or stretch mediated hypertrophy, which there's new research out right now that, not new research, but new people saying that not every muscle benefits from stretch mediated hypertrophy, um, this and that. But just all these like terms and like essential stuff you need to know, you know, time under tension, not time under tension, sorry, the eccentric, like all that. There's some people who've been lifting for some time and don't know this. So if you know this as a beginner, big head start, absolutely big head start. Um, but yeah, that's really it for point 3. Okay, so now we go on to point 4. And point 4 is really, really simple. It's nutrition and sleep, but mostly nutrition. Well, both of them are equally as important. But nutrition is like, it plays such a big role, and I didn't notice this until I started focusing on nutrition, which the reason it's like last is because I didn't start focusing on nutrition like that until around my 1 year of lifting. So pretty late in there into my lifting is when I really started focusing on nutrition. Before then, I would just train hard. I would eat a lot. Yes, I would eat a ton of food, which is why my bulk worked. But I wasn't really tracking as I should have been. So when I started tracking stuff and I locked in, there was this 1 week where everything was just absolutely perfect. The results were absolutely phenomenal. It's like nothing I've ever seen. And that's when I noticed how much nutrition, like, it's like 90% nutrition. I swear it's 90% nutrition. So I suggest you start tracking your food in the beginning, because Lord, I could imagine if I started tracking my food from the very, very start, from the very first day I started lifting, my gains would have been even more insane than they were. So nutrition is a big factor. I definitely wish I would have paid attention to that sooner, because I knew nutrition was a big deal, but I didn't think it was like, I didn't concentrate on it. And then obviously sleep. You need those 8 hours of sleep, dude. You need them. You absolutely need them for muscle growth. Like, the time that the muscle has to repair itself is those 8 hours that you sleep. You know what I mean? That's when your muscle recovers the most. In order to be ready for that next training session, you have to be at your full capacity to get the most out of it. So your muscle has to recover quick, you know? So yeah, if your muscle recovers quick, you're ready to go, you grow faster. Nutrition is on point, your body has the resource it needs, and everything is just pitch perfect. Like, I'm telling you, nutrition and sleep, dude, it's almost as important as consistency. Now, as a beginner lifter, consistency will help you out a lot more than anything. But then, like, once you start to hit that like threshold of a year and stuff, you'll definitely need to start, um, doing stuff like paying attention to your nutrition and your sleep in order to progress, or else you're just gonna plateau. Like, this is only like for like beginner lifters. But if you want the maximum gains, then add nutrition and sleep in there. I promise you it'll make like a world of difference. But yeah, that's basically it. If you follow these 4 points to like the core, it's like perfection. Like, you'll like, I don't know, you'll blow up like a balloon in like your first year, dude. Like, I promise you. And yeah, just another thing that you'll probably need is just have fun. And although you need to do your research and information and all that, like, just do what's best for you, what feels right for you, and what you have most fun with, because that's what you'll want to do. Like, you'll be looking forward to it. Like, you'll perform better in something you're looking forward to every day. So let's say all the science is telling you, oh, bench press is basically useless for growing muscle. This is in third. Machines are better, which is the scientific information. But you love bench press. You love to do bench press. It feels really good for you. But everybody's saying, oh no, that's useless for this and that. Only for strength, yada, yada, yada. Um, I'd say just stick with the bench press and just progressively overload. Because progressive overload is ultimately what's going to, you know, really drive you to growth. Which that should be another point, actually. Uh, I am so stupid. Why did I just stutter? Progressive overload. Yes, that should be another point because that one is really, really important. Like, you can't just do the same weight for like 3 to 4 weeks and expect to grow. Especially as a newcomer to the gym, you should be increasing the weight by like 5 pounds every single lift because you're not doing something terribly heavy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't reached those high numbers yet, and it's gonna take you a while. So you should be able to make those 5 pound jumps every single workout. And I feel like if you do that and really track it, you'll do much better, like in the gym and stuff. But back to what I was saying. But yeah, point five progressive overload. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, so let's say you like the bench press. Everybody's telling you, but you really enjoy, whatever. Just keep doing the bench press. Progressively overload on it. Do it smartly. So don't just like start doing 1 rep maxes and this and that. Like, actually conduct it in a way where you reach hypertrophy. So 8 to 12 reps, more or less. Control the eccentric. Maybe pause at the bottom, get a good stretch, stuff of that sort. So the exercise itself doesn't have to be, um, all that. Like, it doesn't have to be something that's signed to say, will conduct you, or many people agree that it conducts to more muscle growth. You know, it just has to be something you enjoy, which is why point three is execution of an exercise and not exercise selection. Because exercise selection, I agree to some extent, but if you really don't enjoy the exercise, I really don't find a point. So that's why point three is execution of an exercise. Like, do it right, and you will grow. Um, Obviously, you may have to change it up at some point. Probably that's how it works when you get to the elite levels of bodybuilding, which I'm not at yet, but I just know this information because of the videos I watch. But I know it's to come and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it, man.